This teardown of a lobby guard branded display thing. I think it's for like swiping your credentials to check in or something. I don't know. It had a bunch of stuff attached, but I already partially took this apart because I was troubleshooting it and it wasn't working. Unfortunately, it's just junk. It's dead. So, you guys see what's inside. It does have a 250 gig Western Digital boot drive in it. And under this cover, did I miss a screw? It's the motherboard. There we go. Not sure what it is. Something custom, probably. I don't believe it's like a mainstream board by any means. Oops. Number 2 screwdriver. Here we go. Figured I'd use the drill on this one because it's probably going to have a lot of screws. Oops. There we go. Support bar there. Well, I'm going to see about getting the motherboard out. And then looks like I might have to take apart the display if I want to get in further. It does look like it's a pretty standard motherboard, to be somewhat honest. Oh well, I can disconnect these. It's not like I'm going to be using this ever again. It's possible this cable here is the video cable for the LCD. Oh, wireless card. Also looks like this might have had some onboard memory. Even though it had 2 memory slots, that's weird. Huh. Oh. Just looking to see if there's a model number. I suspect that's probably the model number of the board. D525 plus GT218. Otherwise, it could also be this here. Oh, well, no, it's the same thing. So, yeah, that's the model number. This has what appears to be a 2 gig stick of DDR3 in it. Oh, other side's labeled. So, yep, 2 gig stick of DDR3. I saw the 1066, so I figured this had to be DDR3. I think there might be 1066 DDR2. Is that the next logical step above 800? I'm not sure. But generally, it should be DDR3 for 1066 speed. Just taking off these screws for the heatsink. A lot of screws. It'd be crazy if this had a GPU, but I don't think it did. I managed to get it to power up once, and that was it. It wasn't worth anything anyway, so it is what it is. That's weird. Heatsink. Kind of neat. Oops, I want thermal compound on my finger. I'm gonna wipe the thermal compound off real quick. See if I can expose the chip. No, it's really crusty and baked on. Let's see if maybe I'm gonna peel off the little rubber guard around. Is there an Intel part number on it? Nope. I'm going to guess that this is either Atom or Pentium based, as I struggle to peel off the rest of the rubber around the package. It's definitely an Intel based system. There we go. I don't know what CPU that is. Looks like there might be. No, it's not. I was going to say there might be some other engraving, but it's really hard to read. Only lettering I see is on that bottom corner there. Intel chip there. Of course, I can't read it because it's not easily legible. I'm going to do my favorite trick. I'm going to rub some thermal compound on it. Usually these things are like laser etched. So if you get some thermal compound in them, it makes the letters easier to read, as you can see. Not really useful from a repair standpoint, but from a figure out what it is standpoint, looks like we do have Realtek audio and networking. And there's the display connector. Not sure what the J stands for. LVDS though. That's an acronym for something related to display. Oh, I don't really see anything else of note on here. There's a no-name brand wireless card. No markings. It might be labeled on the back. I'll take it out for the fun of it. And the memory chips on the back are Hynix branded. Oh, using like a number 0 screw for the wireless card. That's weird. I wonder, this could probably also run MSATA drive. But that would cost more money. Yeah, it's a 0. It's a really weird Phillips screw. Azure Wave 802.11 BGN. But there's the Hynix memory chips for anyone who might be interested. Got a Realtek chip over there. Not sure what that's up to. And a bunch of power regulation stuff here, but power comes in here, so not sure what that's about. Anywho, let's see about getting this display apart. What do we got going on here? So we're gonna have to, I think, remove this next. I think I'll release this back. Oh, there's some side screws as well. Very beefy construction. It's also old because I believe this is using a pressure-based touchscreen rather than capacitive like you have on smartphones. Wireless antennas. Looks like it's new enough to be LED backlight. Nice to be able to remove this. There we go. Yep. Clip that. Oh, and this one as well. Just figure out what's going on here. Got what I assume is a backlight driver board there for the LCD. Has a webcam, which is going to this very convenient little USB head. Oh, Actually, no, that's not the backlight driver. That's the touchscreen controller. Yeah, because you're not going to run a backlight of an LCD screen off USB power. So yeah, that's the touchscreen controller. And I swear every time I see that logo, I know what it is, but then I forget. I think that's Paradise logo. Kind of wonder if I could salvage the webcam out of this, since it's just a normal USB webcam. I mean, the laptop webcams are as well, but that has a convenient header that's compatible with regular motherboards. So, looks like AU Optronics is the manufacturer of the panel. There's the backlight connection there. So I'm guessing that's what this additional, well, I guess it's all going into the display connector. So, looks like my battery's about to die, so my light went out. I don't really see any point though in taking the display assembly apart. There's really not much else to see here. It's just, I mean, it's just a touchscreen and metal. So I think I'm gonna call it there before my battery completely dies. So hopefully that was interesting, and thanks for watching.